Hi everyone, good to see you again all. I hope you all will be fine. Please check Iraqi dinar RV latest and good news updates. Al-Sudani reveals the reasons for the rise in the price of the dollar and admits to a legal problem: we need strict penalties. Yes, Prime Minister Mohammed Shiaa Al-Sudani revealed, Tuesday, the reasons for the rise in the exchange rate of the US dollar against the Iraqi dinar, and while he acknowledged the need for strict, legal penalties against currency speculators, he pointed out the presence of private banks and money changers seeking to keep dollar prices high. Al-Sudani said during the weekly press conference attended by Shafaq News Agency, there are problems in banking reform and major challenges facing the government, and the current dollar exchange rate in the markets is the price of currency speculators. He added, there are entities, private banks, merchants, and owners of banking companies who are seeking to keep the dollar exchange rate at the current price. Al-Sudani stressed, we support some banks that we trust are good and have achieved success, in order to be part of the solution, adding, one of the problems we face is that Iraqi law does not contain strong and strict penalties against those who are arrested as speculators at the dollar exchange rate. He pointed out that, despite the high exchange rate of the dollar, food prices are stable and good, and the government will take on the role of some merchants in some matters. There is also a good initiative to provide medicines from international origins for chronic diseases and sell them in the market at subsidized prices, as well as construction materials that we will provide and sell at a subsidized price. This will force traders and speculators to reduce the price of the dollar in the market. On the other hand, Al-Sudani pointed out that, the development fund is one of the important projects that we adopt and is supposed to have a special law, and the fund project has been included in the budget law. He said, today this fund was voted on, and this is a glimmer of hope for the Iraqi economy. This fund will be exclusively for the private sector and will provide investment opportunities. One of its priorities is building schools with approximately 1,000 schools, and after that it will have a role in other sectors such as industry, environment, and housing. Regarding the electricity file, Al-Sudani explained, the costs of producing electricity are very high, and the government today has given the green light to the Ministry of Electricity to adopt very modern electronic systems to measure the wages of electric energy consumption. We will take into account those with limited income according to a specific mechanism. This system will contribute to preventing the waste of electricity and provide energy stability. He stated, there will be a trial for these organizations in 10 regions, with 10 sectors in each region, and 50,000 subscribers in each sector. They will receive electricity 24 hours a day. He stressed that these systems will be under the supervision of major companies, and the Prime Minister and the Iraqi government have granted the Ministry of Electricity a license to contract with companies. There will also be a treatment for any defect in reading the consumption fees recorded by the systems in a short time, and there will be teams dedicated to addressing any defect in record time. In another context, Al-Sudani said, on the 27th of this October, a full year will have passed since the formation of the government, and we ask the House of Representatives to be a host to talk about the achievements and failures that have been achieved since the formation of the government until now. And Prime Minister Mohammed Shiaa Al-Sudani announced legal measures to deter speculators in the dollar currency. Al-Sudani said, during a press conference, we supported a series of measures that will be a major part of the solution to the dollar crisis in Iraq, pointing out that this crisis produced a group of speculators, so that some merchants and some private banks turned into currency traders. He continued, we in the central bank have legal procedures to deter speculators, and there are security agencies and committees dedicated to implementing these procedures. The Prime Minister pointed out that the Central Bank of Iraq agreed with the Central Bank of Iran to deal in tomans instead of dollars. And the Ministry of Oil announced, on Wednesday, the total oil exports and revenues achieved for last September, which exceeded $9 billion. According to the final statistics issued by the Iraqi oil marketing company SOMO, the amount of crude oil exports reached 103,143,199 barrels, with revenues amounting to $9,422,410,000. The statistics indicated that the total quantities of crude oil exported for the month of September from the oil fields in central and southern Iraq amounted to 102,220,441 barrels, while the quantities exported from Shiaa were 473,335 barrels, while exports to Jordan were 449,423 barrels. The statistics also stated that the average price of one barrel reached $91,353. The Ministry of Oil said that the exported quantities were loaded by 37 international companies of several nationalities, from the ports of Basra, Khor al-Zubair, Single Boys, and the modern Kirkuk warehouse, by tanker trucks, and from the Shiaa field. Thanks, take care.